Good evening. I shall open this meeting for January the 9th, 2018 at 6 p.m. Plus, we also will open the successor agency meeting, the Civic League, and the Finance Authority meeting at the same time. So, should we have oral? We'll have invocation and then the flag salute, and then we'll have roll call. So please stand up.
Father God, we do thank you for this day, and we thank you that we're allowed to come to your throne and to just praise you and honor you in every way we can. We thank you tonight for Linda Johnson, Father, for the time she spent on the school board and the dedication she committed to that task. And we thank you that she has moved on to different things, that she's going to be just as strong in and get a lot of things done. Father, we thank you for the people that came out tonight. We thank you for the council who does such a tremendous job of trying to make everybody in the community know that they're working for them. And we just ask that you continue your watch care over us and your loving arms around us. And we just thank you once again for who you are. Amen.
Thank you. Would you please put your right hand over your heart? Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Roll call.
Councilmember Director Rios.
Present.
Councilmember Director Maravilla.
Here.
Councilmember Director Tremble.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Vice Chair Member Bruce.
Here.
Mayor Chair Member Rodriguez.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. We shall proceed with presentations and proclamations. We do have a video presentation. No video? Okay. So we'll go to presentations. Then will the council please join me? Thank you. This presentation, proclamation is for one of our friends from the ABC School District who served on the board from 2011 to 2017. So how many years is that? Anyway, we have met her, we have worked with her, and she's been here supporting some of our events. So we would like to present this proclamation. Ms. Linda Johnson, please come up. And this is what our proclamation says. The City of Hawaiian Gardens wishes to recognize ABC Unified School District Board Member for your outstanding commitment and service from 2011 to 2017. Sure. And I've been in government here for 8 years now, and so I know her since then, and she's has, like I said, she has supported us in some of our events, and she has walked with us, so we want to present this to you on behalf of the city and our residents. And
thank you. I just wish to thank the mayor and the council members and the City of Hawaiian Gardens for giving me the opportunity to serve your residents, your parents, the students here in the City of Hawaiian Gardens on the ABC School Board. Back in 2011, the board actually represented all the 6 cities that we serve, and one of the first things that I did was come into Hawaiian Gardens and met with former mayor then, Mike Gomez, and sat with him and asked how I can help the city and the schools of Hawaiian Gardens. And so that was my first course of action, was to help bring up the achievement gap and to work closely with our schools. I've actually been in the classrooms of all the schools in Hawaiian Gardens. I'm also a product of Artesia High School, which does serve the students of Hawaiian Gardens. But now I'm no longer on the board, but I still continue to serve Hawaiian Gardens in a different way as a field deputy for Supervisor Janice Hahn. And I feel like nothing's changed. I'm still working with the same council members, same city manager and staff of Hawaiian Gardens. And I tell you, you know, it's a small city, but it's a city with heart. I always feel at home when I'm here in Hawaiian Gardens, and I'm looking forward to continue working with them. And I do want to shout out on Myra Maravilla when we worked together on the haircut event for the students that were coming back to school. So thank you. Thank you so much for being my friend. I'm honored to be a friend of Hawaiian Gardens. Thank you.
Our former mayor wants to say a few words. I can't get this guy off the microphone.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to be around a microphone and not be able to say anything, so I just couldn't take it anymore. But for this occasion, I have to speak because I enjoyed you on the ABC School Board because you were very knowledgeable on all the topics. I can see you did your homework, and I've learned here, if you do your homework, you have good meetings. And I feel you had good meetings. You asked great questions. And I'm also glad that you're with Janice Hahn, who is a friend of our small city, and you just build it up even higher than what it is. And I just want to thank you very much. And on a personal note, I know there's always a battle within the battle of running for election, and you won that personal battle. Congratulations. And I'm looking forward to working with staff and you with Janice Hahn, because she truly has a heart for small cities, and you blend right in. Thank you very much.
You want to take a picture?
Okay, let us gather around. Everybody's now, she's going to put this on her, she's going to put this on her board in her office at Janice Hahn's office.
Now we'll open oral communications. This is the time reserved for members of the public wishing to speak on the agenda items. This period will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Maximum time allocated is 15 minutes. Upon conclusion of oral communication, the board or staff, at the direction of the chair, may respond to any questions or statements that were presented by members of the public. The board is prohibited by law from discussing or taking any action on items presented during oral communications. They are not on the agenda. So, oral communications is now open.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Rodriguez and City Council. Happy New Year. This is Carolyn, the librarian, back to tell you about all the great things that are going to be happening at the library. The very first thing up on Saturday, January 13th, back by popular demand, is our Build and Explore Lego workshop. The last time we had this, we had about 10 families or 45 people building Legos for an hour, having the time of their lives. So we hope to see them and others back again. We have 2 regular programs now every month, and that's our STEAM program with the Make-Mo-Mobile. That'll be with us on January 17th at 6 o'clock. That's a Wednesday evening. And our Coloring for Adults was a big success for the first round, so we're bringing it back. It's going to be Thursdays, January 25th. And here's the one I challenge all of you to attend, especially the City Council. We're having a ukulele workshop at the library on the last day of January. We have a wonderful ukulele player coming. He's going to show us a little bit about tuning our ukuleles, and then he's going to let us learn some chords and strum away. And you'll be surprised how many people play ukulele. If you go onto YouTube, it is amazing. So I challenge all of you to visit us and come play the ukulele. And that's Tuesday, January 30th at 6 o'clock. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much. See you at the library.
Thank you, Carolyn. Anybody else? See no one, I shall close oral communications. Does anybody in the council wish to respond on anything?
Well, I just had a question on the legal workshop. What date was that?
The Lego workshop is Saturday, January 13th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we basically take over the children's area with all sizes of Legos, small and large, and build.
Thank you very much.
Mayor Rodriguez, members of City Council, we will also post the library events on the website and city television channel.
Thank you. Now we'll proceed to our City of Hawaiian Gardens successor agency, RDA. We have no public hearings. Consent calendar. We have one resolution, which is 2018-001. And that's the warrants, and then we have the minutes also. The presentation of minutes for September the 21st, November the 14th, December the 12th. Does anybody
I
wish?
motion we approve the consent calendar.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion items, new business, closed session, no closed sessions, oral staff reports, oral agency reports. So we adjourn until January the 23rd, 2018 at 6 p.m. Now we'll go to the Public Financing Authority special meeting. And that's just the consent calendar is presentation of minutes for January the 10th, December the 12th. Do we have a motion to accept?
Motion we approve.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So we adjourn, and there's no date here for a future meeting on public. Okay. And then we also have the Civic League meeting. And it's also the approval of presentation of minutes for January the 10th and December the 12th. Do I have a motion?
To approve?
To approve.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we adjourn, and there's no future meeting schedule. So now we shall go to regular meeting. And we don't have an oral update from the ABC School Board because I guess they went dark for the holidays, so there's probably no school board meetings. Public hearings, none. Ordinance, none. Consent calendar.
And Mr. Mayor, before you take action on the consent calendar, we do wish to note on item number 1 of the ordinance, the consideration of the adoption of the ordinance 575, there is referenced in that ordinance a business plan that was developed with the city and county and participating cities, which was referenced as Exhibit B, and Exhibit B is at least not attached in tonight's ordinance, but should be attached as we finalize that document. And you can still move forward this evening if you wish to do so with the ordinance.
Now, I noted on that particular resolution, there's also a presentation to be made. Has that already been made to the council? I know, Mr. Hernandez, you made a presentation.
Correct. And at our last meeting, we had a presentation from the interim
December
executive
20th?
director. Our last regular meeting. Was that? Oh, I'm sorry. You're correct. December 20th.
Right, you presented.
No,
Was that-
we had a member from the LA County Energy.
Okay, thank you.
It's on the DVD I provided.
Oh, okay, so that
Yeah.
was the meeting I did not make too. Okay, because I'm like, what? Thank you.
So what should we do with this? Shall we proceed to accept or?
You'd entertain a motion to adopt the ordinance, and would you want to read the title or waive that, or how does?
I have I need to pull number 3.
So, number 3. So, do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar, the rest of the consent calendar?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item C3, adopt resolution number 002-2018, accepting the purchase and installation of a full capture connector pipe systems, catch basins, inserts at various locations completed by the G2 Construction Incorporation of the Santa Ana, California, in the amount of $15,400, and authorize the city clerk to file notice of completion. Report.
I'll report.
Yes, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, basically, this resolution authorizes the notice of completion for the retrofit of the 20 catch basins that the City Council had authorized us to do. We are, as you know, we are required to retrofit about 10% of these catch basins every year for the next 10 years, so we've more than met that quota at this point. So we are recommending that you approve resolution number 002-2018 and indicating that the project is complete in accordance with the agreement we signed with G2 Construction.
Thank you. I have no problem with approval, and actually I appreciate this particular resolution because it affects us particularly in rainy days as today, that those catch basins are cleared. It was just a personal question more than anything. It seems that 9 of them were too shallow for the inserts. However, I am sure the inserts were still included, or how was that solved?
They will, so because the some of the catch basins were too shallow for the type of design that was selected for these catch basins, they will more than likely find some other alternatives. So we picked some other catch basins where the retrofit would work with the other basins.
So these ones, what would be the solution for that?
So they installed a box inside the drain, and so that captures all the debris. And then Public Works will either contract that out or do that themselves. More than likely contract that out and clean out the catch basins every so often.
So it's not a matter of upgrading the basins or the...
No, we're not going to upgrade the catch basins. We're just going to continue to find a different type of a system, whether we put a grate in front, which is not really recommended, but it's best to put a box on the inside and insert so that we can collect all the debris on the inside of the catch basin.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
How many of those basins did it not fit?
About, I believe it was
It's
9.
9 in the report.
9 of them, and we
9
own
of them?
about 68 of them.
I thought it was in the contract with those that they maintained them. Our maintenance, they do not maintain them. They came with a maintenance program, these basins.
No, these will be cleaned out by a different vendor. This was just the
But charged to
construction.
the City of Hawaiian Gardens?
Correct. We will be responsible for cleaning out the catch basins. So this contractor is just responsible for putting in the inserts. It's a different vendor that will clean it out.
Okay, I'll look at my tapes, because I remember, I believe Barry asked, that's a good deal for these and maintenance. So I'll check it out, but thank you very much.
I
It's
motion
state regulated, so we need them, so it's a
Yes,
good
we
thing.
Right. We are required to do this. It's not an option.
Correct. I motion we approve.
I second.
Well, I have,
We're just going too
One
fast for you,
question.
Mr. Rodriguez.
I know, yeah. The contract was for 20 catch basins.
Correct.
And they only did 11.
No, we did 20. We found other alternative catch basins that were
So,
eligible.
because the way you have it here is, it says, the work has been completed and now ready for acceptance. the council is approving agreement, Senana. Out of the original catch basins to receive the inserts, only 11 were able to receive the inserts. 9 catch basins were deemed too shallow for the inserts to be installed. 9 additional catch basins with sufficient depth were identified and the inserts were installed. So what is inserts actually? I mean, how,
It's a box that goes inside at the end of the channel inside the catch basin. So it
I mean, it
collects,
goes
so as the water
inside underneath the
flows.
sidewalk, or is it
No, it's,
outside of the
everything's
sidewalk?
everything's inside the catch basin itself. So at the end of the tunnel of the catch basin, as the water filters out, it catches all the debris and it traps all the debris in there.
So out of our whole city, we have 20 locations?
We did 20 at the present
I
time.
mean, we did 20, but we have more than that.
Correct. We have a total of 68 that are city-owned.
68?
Correct.
So what do we do with the rest of those?
We're going to budget more for the next
Oh,
fiscal year.
we put in so many each year?
Right.
I see. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve?
You have a motion and a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So now we go to the discussion items. Resolution number 003-2018, a resolution of the City Council of the Hawaiian Gardens, County of Los Angeles, State of California, awarding construction contract to Line Tech Contractors Incorporation of Los Alamitos, California, in the amount of $479,900. $900 for the Clarkdale Skate Park and Playground surfacing improvements, and Lee Ware Park and Pioneer Park Playground surfacing and improvement. Report.
Yes, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. On December 20th, we received 4 sealed bids for the reconstruction of the skate park at Clarkdale Park. Line Tech Contractors of Los Alamitos was the low bidder of $479,900. We are recommending that you award the contract to the low bidder by adopting resolution number 003-2018. This contract, or this project, basically involves installing rubberized surface at all of our 3 parks, as well as doing the improvements at the Clarkdale Park, which basically gets you a brand-new skate park. The design is that of the one that was selected by the City Council and the skateboarders, and basically it's going to have new obstacles that are made out of concrete, new lighting, new fencing. We already have these security cameras already installed, so with this resolution, basically you authorize the construction of this project per your approved plans and specs.
Questions?
No, I motion approval.
Well, I had one question. I want to know if there was a timeline on this,
A timeline in terms of,
on
Completion of the
the completion of the parks.
yes, with every construction project in Public Works, there's always a set number of days or months that we give them to complete, and if they exceed that, then they get into liquidated damages. 90 working days on this particular project.
That includes the skate park?
This is just the skate park. This is the skate park and the rubberized surface at all 3, at the other locations. So if for some reason they exceed the 91 days or 90 days, then they get into liquidated damages. Of course, when there's change orders, you need to credit for this additional work that's being done, or if there's rain days, that creates delays, though they get credit for that. But that's typically the way it works in the Public Works trade.
Had they done other skate parks in the past?
Lenny, do you know if they've done skate parks? Or?
No, they've done a lot of specialized concrete work, and the construction of the skate park is going to be done by
The subcontractor. Okay, yeah. So there's a subcontractor involved that actually has specialized and did design the skate park equipment, so they are specialized in concrete work.
That sounds really great. Thank you
That
for that
sounds great.
question. Yeah.
What about the water park for the kids? Wasn't that part of this?
No, that project is, I believe plans will probably be coming in next week by Wildan, and then we'll put it out to bid. So
Because
that's
it
the
seems to
project.
me that's more important to get it done by the summertime, you know, for the kids, if it's possible. Because you say the skate park's going to take 3 months, 90 days?
90 working days
90
to
working
complete.
days.
The splash pad still needs to go out to bid, so we still have to go through that process.
Okay.
And it still requires health department approval as well, so.
Because to
Um,
me,
the
it's
skate
more
park-
important for our kids to.
If I may, Mayor Rodriguez and members of City Council, if you recall, we met to discuss that portion of the project and took it prior to the end of last year to try to get on that timeline to get it ready by the summer. You may also recall that the skate park really is going on 2 years when we first started the discussion. So as far as the speed of that project versus this one, it's on overdrive. So, but that is the goal. The goal is to have it done by this summer. The only thing that really will impede that is what hurdles we go through with the health department. So.
So the bid was for Line Tech Contractors, which was the lowest bid, $479,900. And then we had 565, 573, and 699 over the rest of the bids. So do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Agenda item number D2, adopt resolution 004-2018 of the City of Hawaiian Gardens, approving the second amendment to the agreement by and between the City of Hawaiian Gardens and Commercial Waste Services Incorporation for disposal services for the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, Neighborhood Cleanup Program. Do we have any discussion?
Do you want to give a report on this, Joe, or do we just?
It's Mrs. Hollingsworth.
Okay.
As you recall, we went through a procurement process. CDBG required that we go through that process, and we approved commercial waste to handle our neighborhood beautification program through the using CDBG funds. It had in there an option to extend up to 4 years. Last year, you extended it for 1 year, and staff is now asking to do a second amendment to extend that contract through June 2018.
I have a question if the locations have been selected for the CDBG.
For the cleanups?
Mhm.
Yes, there was one done in December, and then there's another one. I'm not positive when they have it scheduled. I think it's in March. Do you know for sure?
I think the very next one is scheduled, but beyond that, there isn't. So if there's special requests by City Council, please let me know.
I believe they've all been taking place by Hawaiian Elementary School, the last couple, right?
What they normally do is try to schedule them in different we have different quadrants, and they move it around in different quadrants. I can't tell you which one they have for the one that's coming up. We can find out and let you know. But they do move them around.
And essentially, we look through the quadrants, and we also look for qualifying CDBG versus non-CDBG. As you may recall, the City Council approved monies to do block cleanups using non-CDBG dollars. That way, it gives you the flexibility to do it in whatever section of the city you want to, regardless of whether it's a CDBG qualifying area or not. So there is flexibility with regards to there's a particular area of the city that the City Council feels has not been addressed in the most recent period at least. There's flexibility to address that, to make sure we do that. I think we did it last year where we determined there was an area that really needed it. So we did it in a short order versus waiting for the quadrant cycle. But there's a lot of flexibility because we have different funding sources.
It does seem that our calendars do seem to be getting busier, at least I know mine, and it seems that I get shorter and shorter notice of these events because I know that these are a priority to me and I'd like to be there. So if we can, if possible, know the dates way ahead of time. I know as a city we do a great job announcing it in our marquee and publicizing it to the people, and obviously the residents show up en masse because it's a great event and a great service to the community. But can we get those dates?
Certainly.
As soon as we can. Thank you.
We'll give you whatever tentative dates we have, and if we have tentative location also.
I understand the cleanups have been successful. They've been good. The community's responded well, and the service has been good service.
Are you asking if...
I'm kind of asking and saying from what I've heard.
Yes, that is my understanding also. The cleanups have been very successful. The public really appreciates them. The service has been good. Public Works and staff to get out there and also work hard but enjoy doing them. They really feel a part of the community.
And I usually try to make it, and by very, very early hours, those bins are already full to capacity.
Oh, yeah.
But they just keep replenishing more and more, so I know this is a very excellent event.
Of course, I usually go on all of those block cleanups. And this last one, we had just a little problem, but we took care of it real quick. Now, is this contract for the 2018 only, or for the three? Are we going to have three?
This contract with commercial is extended through June of 2018.
So it's for
and
this
that will
year.
cover any cleanups. And then we have the option of extending it again if we wish to, for 2 more years. I understand that in our current RFP process, we're looking at possibly including that. So we'll see whether we need to extend this or not.
Okay, thank you.
Which would be to add, what, 2 more? Is that what it is?
Well, we have up to 2 more years that we can renew this contract.
We do 4 of these a year?
Yes, we budgeted for it. We can usually cover 2 with CDBG funds, and I believe we budgeted for 2 with the general fund.
So total of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So depending on the timeline, we'll either come back for another 1-year extension in close to June. Probably very likely that's what we'll do. But when we went through the development of the criteria for the RFP for the trash hauler process, the concept was that this would be a part of that overall contract. Now, that said, every 5-year period, CDBG requires that we go out to bid specific to CDBG areas, so we're going to have to add some language to account for that, but that was the direction we received.
I motion we approve then.
Do I
I'll
have a
second
second?
I did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Is that it?
That's it, dude.
Oh, this is too short. Huh? E? Oh, yeah. So now we go to council action, committee reports. Hank, would you like to give a report on the event that we had at the fire station?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. We went with a Janice Hahn program right here in the city of Artesia at the large fire station on Pioneer Boulevard. And they have a mobile stroke unit. And what that is, it's for stroke victims. And it's an ambulance-type truck, a little bigger than an ambulance. It has a CAT scan in it, has, instruments that I can't pronounce. But what it does is when you call 911, they ask you, the caller, to ask the victim 3 different questions. To smile, and if one of the sides of their face doesn't smile like the other, they send out the unit. Or if they ask you raise their hand, and if one hand's higher than the other, they send out that unit. Or if they say, ask them the color of their dog, and if they can't, if they speak tough, they send out the unit. Because every minute of a stroke kills millions of brain cells that cause permanent damage. So if it takes 20 minutes to get to you, then 20 minutes to get back to the hospital for treatment, some stay paralyzed for life. What this does, they go to your house, work on you right there, stop any further damage, stabilize you, then take you back. It's a beautiful truck, a beautiful operation. A lot of people behind this, and Janice Hahn is bringing it to our small city. So we want to thank her once again. It was very interesting for a small town boy to understand this technology. They had some pretty good instructors that really broke it down and made it simple, and I love it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, it's very important because some of us who are in government, we're under pressure a lot, and that could cause little brain damage. And we can use that unit.
Park it in front of your house. Maybe.
Yeah, it would even be better there. especially after a party or something. I wouldn't have it there. But as you notice that, like I said, if you look at history, you look at the presidents when they go in with black hair, they come out with white hair. That's what happened to me. Like I had black hair at one time. So just keep your eye on these people here. Well, of course, the girls don't count because they
No, we don't.
they dye their hair. And some men do too, But but anyway, it's a very important unit that we have that we're getting help on.
Well, I gladly take advantage of that, so thank you, Ms. Rodriguez.
New business? No new business.
I had a couple things. I'd like to have an update on the Team Post 109. I'd like to see where we're at with that guy drawing up the plan that council put in motion. I'd like an update where we're at with this.
So that we're going to agendize and post a CIP committee to discuss that portion of it. That was the plan with that.
Yeah, but wasn't there a timeline on that also?
Yeah.
No, because things seem to drag out. Same with our trash. That's dragging out. Because the lady that came to present, she said that within 30 days you'll have RFPs going out. Within 15 days we'll have response from all three companies. And it's been way over 45 days.
Well, let me kind of separate those issues on the Teen Post. So there really is no timeline. It's really at the discretion of the city council as far as how fast or how slow you want to move. There is we have unclear, honestly, we never really discuss the specific direction with regards to the design of the building interior, so that's what we're taking it to committee for. We talked about programming mostly when we had that study session, so we want to just be real clear. There was no opposition to the design that was presented, but we just want to confirm that that's what the city council wants before we start going down the road of developing specs. With regards to the trash, I provided you documentation and information related to the cause of the delay. I'll be happy to discuss that with you at any time.
And our leeway structure, that's going to wait till the ground dries now before they could pour a slab, correct?
That I don't know.
Yeah, the rains obviously we'll have to wait till it dries up before we can pour the concrete. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we'll install the stack stone around the columns. But pretty much the structure itself has been stained, and we have the roof on it, we have the lighting. There'll be additional camera or two that'll be installed in there, and then what's left is the regrading of that entire general area, and then we'll install the concrete slabs for the picnic tables and barbecue, and then pretty much that's it.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
They already have the gravel on the ground.
Do they?
Yeah, they're ready to slap on the slab. It's looking pretty good.
It's looking good. At night, it's lit up. It looks nice. Yes.
Did we go to oral staff reports?
No.
We're kind of
Okay.
doing them right now.
Well, you better get that ambulance over here now. I can see. Oral council reports. You already gave the report.
Well, no, I get do business, but my report I went to with.
I'm sorry. Oral staff reports, we do have staff reports.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, I just have one, just real briefly, just to the Carson beautification project is pretty much near completion. We're working out quite a few details on the punch list of things that need to be ironed out by the contractor. I know there have been some complaints regarding the monument sign that's installed on Carson. That sign is not yet complete. I know the lights were on. There was an American flag that screened through the LEDs there. That was just for a burn-in, just to test the lighting. I know there was a little date up there or time clock, but what's going to be the complete design of that sign is pretty much the way the council approved it and saw it in the PowerPoint. What it's going to say is City of Hawaiian Gardens on the east side and on the west side, and then backlit with changing colors or however you want to have the colors. So that's what it's going to look like. So the American flag, that was just there because we don't have that programmed yet, and they don't have the sides of the pilaster or the tower covered yet because that's our access point to do the programming. So it's still in the construction stage. So none of that has been signed off yet. So one of the bigger items that's left that we still need to do we need to pressure wash all the red curbs on the boulevard and repaint them. So we have fresh new coat of red paint there, because there's a lot of red curb where it's been caked on there for many years, if not decades. So we're going to just clean that out and repaint it fresh. That's the main item.
Okay, I just want to say, if you want to burn lights, burn it with the American flag.
Joe, I have a question. I'm sorry.
No, I'm through.
The new street lights that are on the sidewalk.
Correct.
Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. Is there a reason?
That too is going through a testing stage, and it's picking up its electricity and energy from different parts of the boulevard. So there's been some issues there with Edison, but I believe they're on tonight, or they should be. But again, the product is not yet complete, so you'll see lights coming and going as they go through the testing stages. So they'll want to test those lights before we deem the project complete.
Is there a timeline on that?
In terms of completing the project?
Yeah, testing the lights.
I think we would deem the project complete when everything's done, before we present a notice of completion before the city council. We still have some change orders that we're dealing with, and again, the punch list of items that need to be taken care of. Normally, we would take a notice of completion before the city council when everything's completely done. That's a code requirement that we are required to do, per the public contract code, because that then dictates when the contractor gets paid. So we don't want to rush that component of that process, because if you were to declare it complete, then you got to pay the contractor. So the project's not complete until staff says it's complete, or the city council actually says it's complete. So we do want them to go through the burn stage on the lighting. We do want them to finish that sign. We do want to complete the red curb in terms of painting, the repainting the red curb, and any other items that they needed to clean up. A lot of overspray, a lot of excess debris and dirt, and of course some of it will probably have been washed off with the rains, but we do want the product looking nice and pretty and acceptable for the residents.
Did you guys find anything out on the side where the walls are, over the ditch? You were going to look into side walls from the county?
Yes, we're going to install, and so that is another change order that's out there. We are going to install the additional black wrought iron fence. Is that, I believe, what you're talking about?
Yeah, on the sides.
On the sides, correct. So you have them on the front end, I believe, but we're also going to include the sides. So we did complete the installation along the different boulevards on Civic Center Drive, but we're going to include additional wrought iron on the side where DeWin Essentials at and the automotive shop is, and then across the street as well.
Great. And the walls look nice, yeah.
Right, and we're designing a plaque for that wall, so that's in the process too. So it may seem like it's complete because all the landscaping is in and most of that concrete work is done and the pavers are done, but we have these little minor details that are still pending. So, but it does look nice.
Looks nice.
Okay, we should go to oral council reports.
I do have one. During my time off, I did attend a workshop with our law enforcement, and I just have to take a moment to thank them, as well as our fire department, because they are our first responders to any emergency. And the work they do is amazing, and I just have to admire that. All they do, particularly for people who are facing danger or facing, like right now with the rain, with all those mudslides that we hear in the news, that they are the anchor to safety for so many people. So just taking a moment to thank them for all they do, and just to keep going.
Okay. Mm-hmm. On December 16th, I went with the Elks Club on a sleigh ride. They got an 18-foot truck from Ryder and decorated it, went through the neighborhood, throwing out candy and pretty nice gifts. And we got to halfway through Hawaiian Gardens before we ran out. But it was a lot of fun. And they've been doing it for over 20 years. And they dress up like cowboys. And they go have a cowboy Christmas. And they really make a lot of people, residents, happy in the neighborhood. And I was very honored to be part of it. And so I just want to give a shout out to the Elks Club. And they say, I thought it was a military outfit, but it's not. They just do so much for the military that the military pours in to them and comes to them. And they give out scholarships and everything else. And they're saying whoever wants to join and be an elk any resident of Hawaiian Gardens are welcome to go in and check it out. It's a nice facility. That's my report.
That's it? All right. With that, we'll close. We'll have, we don't have a closed session, so we'll adjourn to a regular city council meeting to be held Tuesday, January the 23rd, 2018 at 6 p.m.